The New York Knicks shocked the NBA world when they fired Tom Thibodeau after he served as their head coach for 5 seasons, 4 of which led to playoff appearances, 2 back-to-back 50-win seasons, and an appearance in this year's Eastern Conference Finals, something that hadn't been done since the turn of the century. After having some time to think about this move, what are the expectations for the Knicks going into next season, and which coach would you recommend to lead them in that pursuit?
Seems like it's championship or bust, right? Because Tom Thibodeau drove the car as far as he can go, and they damn near got to the exit, but they just ran out of gas. So for me, whoever they bring in, whether it's Jason Kidd that they've asked to be able to interview, whether it's Mike Malone, which is also a New York guy, it's championship or bust. Ain't no, this is making to the Eastern Conference Finals, this, then, the third. Also, they're talking about making another big trade this offseason to make the roster even better. So if those two things happen, it's literally championship or bust. Boston is out the way now with their best player being hurt. He's not going to be there for the majority of the season. Philly's a dumpster fire. The East is relatively wide open. Detroit is still unproven, still on the up and up. So for me, New York has to look at this opportunity like, okay, if we're knocking on the door, like we got to tear down the door next season, and that's it.
I think Malone is the only coach that's acceptable to replace Thibodeau after how far he took you. I'm not having conversations with Jason Kidd, who hasn't won anything, just to get honest. I'm not having conversations with other coaches that haven't won championships. The best coach on the market is from New York. He's on the market. Like, you should only fire Thibodeau with the plan of Mike Malone is coming in.
Let me ask you this one thing, Lou. What if you know from a reliable source that Giannis says, I'll publicly state I want to go to the Knicks if Jason Kidd is the head coach?
What I got to give up?
I'm just saying that's what fuck all that shit. If Giannis said I'm coming to the Knicks, it don't matter what
Jason Kidd is your head coach.
Outside of Brunson, nigga, fuck everybody else.
Yeah,
I don't like
Giannis,
that. That ain't championship or bust. Giannis is a great addition to add, but let's say we lose our whole bench.
They don't have a bench now.
You have a bench now.
My point exactly. So now I'm that starting five that was so cohesive and working together. I got to give up 3 of those people to get Giannis here. So now I got Giannis, Brunson, and whoever left. And I'm expecting Jason Kidd to do something with that.
I think a lot of people would go to New York though. A lot of people go to New York though because they just want to play with Giannis and a lot of mid-level exceptions, and they got contracts to move as well. But see, the thing is though is that this picture has become a lot more muddy, especially today with Giannis doing his interview. I think he was talking about how like he wants to stay in Milwaukee. That's not, to me, that's death if you're the Knicks, because the whole offseason should be centered around Malone and getting Giannis here. I don't really see. There was a lot that had to happen. Of course, the Knicks could repeat or get better for sure under Malone, even if they keep all the same pieces. But I just feel like lightning doesn't strike twice. You know what I mean? I think that the Pacers last year, they got hurt against Boston and they flamed out. They come back this year healthy, and there's a progression here. The Knicks get to the front step and they trip. You know what I'm saying? Because I think of a lot of things we spoke about last week with, how players are used and just Thibs as an overall coach, the macro picture of his career. We get that. But if you're the Knicks and you're out of a Giannis sweepstakes because he just, he loves Milwaukee so much, like, all right, cool, that's great. But then you're talking about Jason Kidd as well. That just sounds like dysfunction again, coming back to the Big Apple, and I'm not here for any of that. So if we have to try to change Giannis's tune, and we have to try to get Mike Malone here at all costs. I'm not trying to hear Jason Kidd and then bringing in like Clint Capella as a backup and then trading a couple contracts for a shooter. Like, nah, dog, that's not doing it for me personally.
So I'm gonna put more respect on Jason Kidd's name. But I won't disagree that I don't think that that's what takes him over the top. I think it is a lateral move from Thibodeau to Kidd. I don't think Kidd takes you over the top. I think Malone does.
For me,
you don't think Thibs is a better coach than Kidd?
No, not today. Not in today's basketball.
Go
For
ahead,
me, it really doesn't matter, man. Y'all, we talking about the coach part, but we need to be focusing on what's on the court. If they don't make moves off the court, then they're going to take a step back. I think that what we saw from Detroit was a precursor for what was to come for them. They are ascending. They're not going to stay in the same place. I'm not going to say Cleveland is necessarily ascending. I just think Cleveland will be more of a threat next year. New York will not win with the roster. They had a great run this year. They really, really did, but I still don't believe in Cat. I never have, never will. We know what everybody else is around Brunson. We know Brunson is that guy. But the other guys, I'm not sold on any of them except for Mikal Bridges in at times. He plays good. But other than that, those guys need some work, man. So you got to figure out a way to get Giannis there. That's the biggest thing for me if I was a Knicks person, is to get Giannis in the building. And then you build from out. We'll figure out the coach thing later. Coaches come and go. But that's what's going to be the difference. The coach is not going to make a championship difference right now for that team.
I'm interested in the guy they're talking about. What's his name? Q? Is it Johnny Bryant?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested in I don't want to retread. I don't want to go back to Mike Malone because he's basically a slim version with better hair. Tom Thibodeau. He does have a title, but he had literally one of the greatest centers of all time to do that. We don't have that on our team. So we have a good center. He's not an all-timer. But I'm with whoever said it, but I think we got to go in the Giannis sweepstakes. It's the Knicks. They always do this, so might as well keep up with tradition. Try to get him. Don't obviously give up everybody but Brunson. And then we can figure out the coach down to the back, down the line. Because like Sheldon said, bro, if you can't keep your job after winning 50 games and going to the Eastern Conference Finals, why the fuck are we even wasting time trying to figure out who can coach these motherfuckers? We just need to get the motherfucker in the room, and whoever they like is like, all right, man, cool. We'll pay you about $20-30 million a year anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Nick, what if they want Brunson?
We don't do that. Don't even wish that
Ken,
on my
that's
team.
not. Come on, man.
Don't even wish that.
They talked about it.
No, they
Why not?
didn't. Don't wish that.
What do you mean?
I don't wish that on nobody.
Brunson is the reason why you even are able. You're in the Giannis sweepstakes. You can't trade the reason why you're even in the Giannis sweepstakes for Giannis.
I thought you were talking about his daddy being the coach.
That's what I thought you were talking about, the daddy being the coach too.
I'm like, not trade Brunson.
Trading Brunson, yeah.
Oh, trade Brunson.
It's
Nick,
a non-starter at that point.
I don't know what
Nick,
he's
So Giannis,
next topic. Jalen,
Giannis isn't worth Brunson.
No, Ken, that's not what we're saying.
Here y'all go.
I know Ken is just being super messy right now. Ken, you don't have a championship team if you don't have Brunson. And
Yes, you do. Why not? You have Giannis.
Giannis
has done what Brunson hasn't done.
Giannis he's gonna be the motor to the vehicle because you can't drive it, but it's everything else is what Brunson has brought. Like he's everything else. He's the wheels, all that shit. Giannis is the motor. Like you're not getting nowhere without those two. You need those two pieces to go. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? FIFA's more of a car guy than me, but it's like they're two key pieces for this vehicle to get from point A to point B.
I was gonna say
your analogy's on point.
You feel me?
Giannis is the car, Brunson is the key. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
They
like
both
either
need
one.
each other to help each other out. One is probably more valuable.
Giannis is the engine. Brunson is the transmission.
You feel me?
From first to second to third because of Brunson.
They got campaign.
He's trolling, bro.
I'd rather have Martin Payne on my team.
But this is a very pivotal moment for New York basketball fans because if you fumble this, your window could be. No, I'm not speaking.
Can you knock on something when you say all that?
I'm not speaking it into existence. I'm just like the NBA. With the second apron, the whole reason why these aprons matter. We're not just talking about cooking, but the reason why these things matter is because the NBA wants shorter windows. They want people to strike as soon as they have talent. They want to manufacture people to become winners as soon as they can. When they notice that they have a great star like Jalen Brunson came, gave him the extension and he took the pay cut, right? Hometown hero. Everyone loves him for that. You can probably never trade him for the next 2 seasons, barring a crazy injury because of that. And the reason why the second aprons are so hard to, get around now is because I think the NBA wants, you see these finals now with Indiana and OKC. They want teams that when they're in the window, strike. Otherwise, you're going to get penalized and you're going to get poached for your talent. So this is the moment now.
Let me say this. I think with the way the finals are looking ratings-wise, I think they don't give a damn about OKC or Indiana after this year. So we'll see how that go. But and Adam Silver can say whatever the hell he want to say. But last thing I have for you guys before we move on, what does a reasonable trade package look like for Giannis to get?
You literally give him a blank check besides Brunson. Like, hey, who do you want?
And Cat. I would want to.
I know Cat's included. I know Cat's included. You got to go.
The reason why FIFA,
who else with Cat?
People are really. If I feel like you have to include Cat because if you're Milwaukee, I don't think you just want to outright tank. I think you want assets back. If you can get Cat and then maybe 1 or 2 first-round picks, another player for whoever else, you're probably going to have to send somebody with Giannis as well. It's gonna end up being a Kuzma for his contract, or Brook Lopez. I think he's up for extension.
What I would. Oh, hold on, Phil. Let me say. Honestly, what I would do, I'll do McBride, Bridges, Cat, a couple second-round picks for Giannis.
You're going to have to come on.
That's going gut. I know that may sound like I'm just saying like that's how much if I'm Milwaukee, I'm gonna be like, okay, you will at least kept me on the line. I'm not saying
it's gonna be Cat, OG, and 2 first.
Nah, I can't give up OG.
You're gonna have to.
I think that you're gonna have to get a third team.
I'm only saying Bridges because Bridges' contract is
up next year.
They're not gonna want Bridges.
I think that you're gonna need a third team.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, Q. I think you're gonna need a third team, and Mikal Bridges is gonna have to be part of that move. And from a Bucks perspective, not necessarily like, we want to keep him and re-up. No, you're gonna acquire him and then ship his ass back out. So there's gonna be another team that's gonna want Mikal Bridges that you can flip for other, future assets in terms of draft picks. But I definitely think it's gonna be a 3-team trade. If I'm New York, I'm not giving up Cat or Brunson. You can have everything else. OG occupies the same space as Giannis. He could go. Mikal Bridges as well. Everybody else can go. And here's the thing, and I understand that the big 3, the way that the tax is set up in the league, it's unfavorable. But I think that if I'm New York, I have to try to keep Cat. Like I have to. It's a must.
It's not a must. It's not a must.
It's you know why it's a must? It's a must with Giannis on the squad because you want a big that can stretch the floor that can play opposite of Giannis, which is the reason why he gave Brook Lopez so many more extra years in the league. Number one, he took his game to the 3-point line, but number 2, it allows Giannis to be Giannis. You get rid of Cat. You're playing with Mitchell Robinson.
They're playing the same position though, FIFO. Giannis, yes.
Cat, either one of them could play small ball 5. Either one of them, and they could play together. Their games are complementary.
Are y'all not veering away from the current trend though? Talking about going to get Giannis, we're looking at Indiana, who didn't make any. Well, they brought Pascal Siakam in, but most of their talent is homegrown. OKC is 12 deep. They didn't make any trade. Most of the talent is homegrown drafting. Why would the Knicks waste their time on a Giannis sweepstakes if we don't even know that's happening? Versus let's build on the squad that we got.
Every team that you're talking about, or for the most part, are small market teams. Small market teams have to do that because no free agent is going there. I don't want to necessarily get traded there, and I'm not choosing to go there either. The Paul George situation was a little different. Obviously, he was coming off an injury and all of this type of other stuff, and OKC had the assets to pull that off, right? And they also got Carmelo Anthony on that same squad. That's an anomaly. That doesn't happen often. These smaller market teams, Indiana, OKC, Milwaukee, who is gonna say, bro, I want to go live in Milwaukee for half the year?
And even more so, he was drafted, even more so than that too.
He said
like you said, they got that Hawks fever where you win too many games to draft in the position of where you can build like that. You can't build that way if you're one of those teams like New York. New York is winning. They're going to be in the playoffs. So there's no way they're going to get that guy that's going to be a game changer in the draft. You're going to have to get him on free
Or
agents.
just like Indiana, you fleece a bad organization of a Tyrese Halliburton.
All right. Yeah, I was just trying to get a picture of what the Knicks will look like after the trade to see if it will be enough to win a title, not get to the playoffs. And that's what
they got expectations are for the title. There's no after you do moves like this. That's why I'm saying you might as well go for Giannis, because it's like if we got to guarantee a title, he's the only person that I can say with him and Brunson. I'm like, okay, y'all have a chance to get in the title this season.
It's in New York, so you just got to go for the gusto, man. Like it really matters just for the branding.
Giving up on the Villanova Knicks already. 1 year.
It's the NBA, Ken. It's not college.
Hey, man. Starter wives.
Okay. We'll be